You guys remember that 2JZ BRZ that we built? And by we, I mean Dove, the mastermind from NV Auto, really kind of engineered that mess. And Riley, the driver, who's the monkey behind the wheel. Well, that car is finally in action officially with Formula D in Pro 2 class. You guys just got back from your first weekend at Road Atlanta.
Yep.
A lot of things happened, including contact with other cars and immovable objects. Let's get to it. All right, Dove, Riley, where do we start? Your weekend begins by doing the usual race weekend stuff, packing a trailer full of cars and parts and tires, because you're drifters. How many tires do you take on a drift weekend?
We brought 30 to this event.
30 tires. And how many did you bring home?
4.
Okay. So that means you got a lot of drifting, eh?
Yeah, we used a few.
This is at Road Atlanta, which is a track you guys have been to with this car once before?
Twice.
Twice before. The car is pretty well sorted at this point. You had it out to one event last year, or 2 events last year.
Yeah, we ran Road Atlanta last year, Pro 2,
Yeah.
with no power steering. That's when that electronic power steering disaster happened.
Yeah.
And then we ran in Texas for the final event of Pro 2, and Riley finished third.
Third, yeah.
So third place here at the final round of the Pro 2 Championship in the NV Auto Subaru BRZ. Make some noise for Riley Sexsmith.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Good way to cap off.
It was a good way to lead into 2018 season,
Yeah.
which got off to a pretty good start. You qualified third.
Yes.
And at one point when I was watching the live feed, you were first.
I was up there until almost the very end.
Were you
and
mega
then
pumped about that?
I was.
Were you watching it like a hawk?
No,
Like, what
on
were
the
you
grid
doing?
I can't see anything, so I'm just like going around to random people's phones, like looking at their screen to see how I was, and then eventually I got knocked off the top spot.
You knew you were going to be in a good position though.
Either way, I'm like, all right, well, first for that long, worst we're in the top 3 or 4. So.
Your first run,
Yeah.
that was your killer run, right?
And yeah, I was nervous going in because the guy before me had spun out twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man. But they had decided that the track was dry enough that he didn't get any more sighting laps. So
Right.
the person to go right before me didn't get his sighting lap. He spun out a few times. Here we go. And just threw it in, and it was actually totally fine.
It was fit.
Yeah, it worked out. On my second run, I'm like, all right, I know a couple of these guys are really going to throw down to get #1 qualifying spot. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna give it everything, and initiated, and immediately the car just like fell on its face.
This is your leader out of 92, as you said, Jared, and it does look like he was trying to pull out all the stops here, not able to pull it off. Kudos to him for trying, but unfortunately, it's going to be a much lower score.
I had my foot buried in the floor,
Okay.
and it was just struggling to get up the hill. Came back around, down the hill, it's just like brrr, barely getting through the course. Came back to grid, and sure enough, the intercooler split.
Too many boosts for the weld to hold, I guess?
It's something, one of the things we have to revisit after this event. We have cracked it once before, and it's just, I guess, a design flaw. Top 16 go
Okay.
through.
So you would have run against what car, 13?
14.
14?
Yep.
I'm good at the maths.
No
Yeah,
problem.
That makes sense, yeah, 14.
And who was that?
French-Canadian driver, funny enough,
Oh,
in
okay.
an orange S13.
As I seem to recall, there was some challenges there because he wasn't as fast as you into the first corner, so you kind of bum rushed him a bit.
Yeah, oh yeah. There was a large speed differential, so I think he was essentially a gear lower through the whole course than what I was. I was doing everything in 3rd and 4th, and he was more like 2nd and 3rd, or what felt to me like he was a gear lower than everything else. I think his car's just set up really loose, so he
Yeah.
kind of get away with the lower speeds, but
Right.
I really, really struggled.
So you made it through this round though, which, I mean, always
miracle.
tricky when there's that big of a speed difference, right? You could easily have made a mistake and
Oh, I made lots of mistakes. Trust me, it was just a disaster. I felt bad for the spectators. The first run of our battle, I was leading because I qualified higher. So I'm like, all right, all I have to do is put down a killer lead run, and of course, first thing I do is clip the dirt, straighten out. He slams in my door. We both go into the gravel. Luckily, they one more timed us. I thought for sure I was done. I was
Yeah.
like, I've screwed up both runs. I'm done.
Wow.
But he screwed up on both runs.
He did
So
too.
Yeah, it
we
was
both
like-
made mistakes.
Yeah,
and
when watching it on the live stream, it felt like one more time was actually a good call to me.
I'm like, man, this is exactly what we needed.
Yeah,
now
just hit
you
the
have
reset
another
button.
chance
Yeah.
to do it all over again. Just do that same thing. Do your qualifying run. You've done it once. You know, just go
Yeah.
do that.
The second lead run went much better.
Yeah.
The first lead run, I was like, I'm gonna show this guy, and got way too confident and went over the curbing into the dirt, which caused the car like straight out. So the second run, I held back just a little bit, which worked out. And then he went into the gravel
Yes.
on initiation. I didn't know. I came around the keyhole, looked down there, and went, oh, he's already in the gravel. So I knew I had that one. On my chase run, I was supposed to just hang back and take
Yeah.
it easy.
Yes.
And I didn't.
No.
And I got behind him in the keyhole. I went down to second gear, and I was just holding the brake as hard as I could with my left foot on the throttle, like, to try and keep it sideways. Ended up locking the front tires up. And then as soon as I let off the brakes, the car just went and looped.
Yes.
I can't believe I
Yeah.
just did this.
But
So-
he technically zeroed on his initiation.
Right.
Not Riley, Gauthier. Because he initiated, the car went sideways, then he went straight again.
Okay.
And then he reinitiated the car. So technically, Riley could have just stopped at that point.
So you make it through this exciting first round of
It
competition.
was stressful. It was very
Ulcers are growing.
I'm stressed now just thinking
Yeah.
about it.
And who are you up against in the next round? So this would be now the top 8.
Yep.
Yeah, so we went to top 8, and then we were against Litteral. He has a Pro 1 license. He had been competing in Pro 1 that day, or practicing, qualifying for Pro 1. I was watching him in practice, so I knew, all right, this guy's got experience. He's been doing this for a long time, and he goes fairly fast, so I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about being caught up behind him. But he's very, very aggressive.
He's gonna send it.
He's going to send it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
As
wants
he
to
should.
win. He's been doing this a long time, so I'm like, all right, I cannot like pussyfoot around with this guy. I have to be on his door because he's gonna do the exact same to me. As soon as
Yeah.
I'm leading, he's gonna be right on me and
Yeah.
won't give me any room whatsoever. So
Well, you were true to your word
Yes.
because there appeared from my vantage point in front of the computer to have been some contact that happened.
Yep, we came down the hill, came in, I just bumped his rear quarter, and he kind of like wavered for a second,
Yeah.
and I held back thinking like, all right, he may like let off on the throttle, I don't
Yeah.
know, I know. And he just stayed in it. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
it
all
was
right.
impressive actually.
I was
It was cool that he did
super
that.
excited because
Yeah.
I'm like, he could have like, if
Yeah,
he
he
wanted
could've
to
been
be
a-
strategic, you
Exactly.
could say, oh, he hit me. He could have spun whatever and
Yeah.
just said, all right, I get the win,
Yeah.
done. But he didn't. He stayed in it.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Up the hill we go, and then into the keyhole. I'm like, gotta stay on, and then boop, right into the passenger door. Like I was just bumping him the whole way through. Like, don't you forget, I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, we transitioned down the hill, and then his car caught on fire.
Yes.
Because I noticed, I thought it was a backfire at first. I'm like, geez, that's really going for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we transitioned, got into the tire smoke, and came out of the smoke, and I'm like, whoa, we're in the grass, and then just right into the wall. I didn't have a ton of rear bite, and then as the wall was coming at me, I tried to like throttle out of it, and
Yes.
it just didn't.
Yeah.
Just still went right into the
So
wall.
the car got modified a little bit. What was the extent of the damage?
Stuff we built for the rear bash bar set up in the fuel cell mount
Yeah.
got pushed up about 1.5 inches. So when he
Okay.
went to the wall, it like kind of tweaked that whole piece up, and luckily the fuel cell and everything kind of went with it. Bash bar did a really good job of absorbing a lot of impact.
Okay.
The one wheel, the rear wheel, hit the wall, took out like a 4-inch section of lip,
Wow.
and the wheel still held there, which
Wow.
was very impressive.
That is impressive.
And then in the front, we broke the front knuckle. Unfortunately, the Wise Fab knuckle is like fully busted off, and the lower shock mount kind of distorted, and the steering rack was leaking everywhere and stuff. But like structural wise in the front, it was just all suspension pieces.
You go out in the top 8.
Yep.
Which puts you where in the final standings?
Fifth in points.
5th in points. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
not
good
a bad
start,
way to
'cause
start the year. Well, it was an exciting start to the season. I really enjoyed watching it online, and I think Pete and I got to get down to one of these events live.
Yes.
Must.
But
Must do it.
luckily for us, you guys took Jacob from Pistonhead Productions,
Yep.
who has provided all of this action footage for us.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jacob, and everyone please go and check out his YouTube channel. He posts lots of cool stuff. He's built up some really interesting stuff. That diesel Miata.
Yeah.
He's got that
Thunderbird thing,
that
drift
he's-
chicken, I don't
drift
know.
chicken, yeah, the drift chicken. All right, well, let's call this 2JZ BRZ Formula Drift Pro 2 update a wrap.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys after St. Louis for another one of these.
Sweet.